Well, we all know that any chance whatsoever, Twitter gets to dig at or rip on Chris Pratt, they're going to take it. Even if the article in and of itself is talking about how Chris Pratt went out of his way to make sure that his relatively unknown co-star, Bryce Dallas Howard, from the Jurassic World movies got equal pay, even though she's a relative, again, nobody, an entirely interchangeable part that sold zero tickets. Nobody went to go see Jurassic Park, Jurassic World for Bryce Dallas Howard, maybe three of them. Chris Pratt, being the hottest thing in Hollywood, however, is now getting all sorts of flack for daring to command more money. What if I told you that Chris Pratt also starred in a wide variety of movies in which the female co-star of the movie made millions of dollars more than he did? I'm sure you would be shocked to find out that Jennifer Lawrence was paid $8 million more than Chris Pratt for Passengers, and they were co-stars in that film. See Sean Fitzgerald retweeting this massive, like, it's all over Twitter today. Bryce Dallas Howard, I made so much less money than Chris Pratt on Jurassic World sequels, but he fought for pay equity. Sean writes, new headline, interchangeable redhead who can't negotiate very well upset the guy who signed on to Jurassic World when he was the hottest thing in Hollywood got paid more. And of course, these comments are full of, cope and hate for Chris. You could see, except he didn't do that much. Awesome. She got a decent cut of any money from theme park rides. It's like saying, I know I made 3 times as much as you, but if I made you another 25 cents, you want to do something, give up your pay to make it more equitable. Why? It's like these people, and this is like, how stupid are you? There is some sense. I adore Bryce Dallas Howard, but he's a much bigger box office draw than her. I'm not saying the industry probably can't do a better job with equity, but these two really aren't even in the same tier when it comes to star status. Wrong. And then I get what you're saying, but I think it's wrong. Bryce has been in many successful films and deserves equal pay for equal work. Can't name one myself. Can you? That's not Jurassic Park or World? You see, the bigger name gets the bigger check. That's usually how it works. For example, I don't expect to get the same as my boss or owner of the company. And you see the communist copes. That's because you believe you've grown up and accepted the deception of capitalism status quo. What? What? The way the internet talks about Chris Pratt compared to the people who work with him is wild. I don't understand how or why these articles omit that Ron Howard factor or the current/future projects he and Pratt have together. The left is full of hate. I don't get. You see, it makes sense to me. She's kind of a zero in these movies, easily replaceable and or written out. Whereas he's an actual draw, all buff and wrangling dinosaurs. That's what a Whammon said that. He's the main star. He should be getting paid more. Isn't that the point? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? The cope is insane. They're saying that, like, in spite of him helping her out, that's still not good enough because I hate Chris Pratt. And I think that everyone should just make the same money, even though that's just not the reality. But if it was Jurassic World starring Bryce Dallas Howard, I'd be willing to bet you it would make a fraction. Report surfaced in 2018 that Bryce Dallas Howard was making $8 million. Oh no, to Chris Pratt's $10 million. Oh no, she only made $8 million. And the fact that she sells 0 tickets compared to Chris Pratt. Now, the dinosaurs probably sell more tickets than both of them. But get real. It's not like it was $10 million to one. But Howard revealed in a new interview with Insider that she was actually being paid so much less on Jurassic World sequels compared to her male co-star. Howard did not reveal the dollar amount, but she did stress that Pratt worked to correct the situation by ensuring she had pay parity on other Jurassic World properties, such as video games and theme park rides. These reports are so interesting because I was getting paid so much less than reports even said. So much less, Howard said. When I started negotiating for Jurassic, it was 2014, and it was a different world, and I was at a great disadvantage. And unfortunately, you have to sign up for 3 movies, and your deals are set. Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm sure it was difficult being forced to take that optional role. I'm sure that it really sucked making millions of dollars. Being forced to make millions of dollars. I'm sorry. You know, what's funny to me is if I was gonna look up, let's see, Bryce Dallas, whatever, Bryce Dallas Howard, net worth. Let's see what that is. Current net worth, $15 to $20 million. Okay. Pardon me while I take a moment to cry. Howard continued, what I will say is Chris and I have discussed it, and whenever there was an opportunity to move the needle on stuff that hadn't already been negotiated, like a game or a ride, he literally told me, you guys don't even have to do anything. I'm going to do all the negotiating. We're going to be paid the same, and you don't even have to think about this, Bryce. I loved him so much for doing that, Howard concluded. I really do, because I've been paid more for these kinds of things than I ever was before in the movie. So, W? So Chris Pratt is a feminist icon? Fighting for equal pay? Where was this? You could see she got $20 million and he got $12 million. That's an $8 million difference. This means this is Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. Pratt was paid just 60% of what Jennifer Lawrence was. If 40% isn't a significant difference to you, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that. Like, this is such a non-story. Like, it's such a ridiculous story that, like, what great disadvantage. You literally took an optional job. You negotiated the contract. You could have walked away from it at any time. I saw this movie, No One Should Be. Oh, yeah. Ron Howard's daughter, a little nepotism there. Yeah, that's interesting, too. Isn't that interesting? Well, yes, but she's not, because she's not Chris Pratt. If you had asked me about Bryce Dallas, whatever her name was before this article, I wouldn't have had any clue. Well, you think I'm going to put Bryce Dallas Howard in the title of this video? No, because nobody knows who it is. Yet she's still worth $15 to $20 million. And the hilarity of all this is, like, still, this is like worldwide trending news. What? That big star makes a little bit more money than much smaller star? I don't get it. Like, and Chris Pratt even, like, tweeted out, like, tried to tweet out some positive video. You could see Chris Pratt say, here's what we see versus what you guys see. Bryce, I'll save you from an imaginary dinosaur any day. Yeah, it was a tweet out, like, some CGI work or whatever. I don't even understand. Jurassic World retweets it. They all made way too much money for these movies that all stunk. I mean, I love Jurassic Park, and I'm not going to say they're not a good popcorn flick, but man alive, I wanted so much better for the Jurassic Park series and Jurassic Park universe. And it's just, it's funny when you, like, of course, Bryce Dallas Howard, first thing in her bio, pronouns. You know, I think the thing is, like, the funny thing when you think about Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park series, and, like, rating them, like, which one's from best to worst or whatever, and you realize that, like, the best Jurassic Park movie ever made was the first Jurassic Park movie ever made. It's a little telling. Like, it's just been a cash grab ever since, and they've never bothered to make it any better. Now, I like the revival that Chris Pratt brought to it, but, like, let's not act like Bryce Dallas Howard is some sort of victim here. She negotiated the contract. She's got tons of friends in Hollywood. She could have made all she wanted. Like, this isn't even necessarily her complaining, but it's her mentioning it. And of course, the media, any chance they get to rip on Chris Pratt, they're going to do it. And it's really pathetic. Twitter is just full of vile, hateful people. And I find myself spending a lot less time on it these days for, I would say, for the foreseeable future. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, Twitter is just a flaming dumpster fire of hate. And I don't know. We just saw Tom Holland, Spider-Man actor, come out today and say like he's off social media now because it's just so toxic. Chris Pratt is a good guy. People just can't stand that. And the idea that he's out there doing the best he can for people and they still find a reason to hate him is exactly why so many people like him. It's exactly why the Terminal List does so good. It's exactly why all his Amazon projects do so good. It's because people see the good stuff he does and like him. It's just these cope and seethe losers on Twitter that can't seem to accept it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.